Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a special edition of the JP Peterson Show. Look, we got Nick in studio. What's up, Nick? How are you?
I finally made the,
You found it.
I found it. I made the trip out here. I'm not jealous of any of you that make a long trek in the morning through Tampa. I'll tell you that right now. But
It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal. I know. Well,
this place is awesome, though.
it is pretty cool. We've got the Nick's first time in the Kingmaker
to
studio
launch
right here.
FanStream
Oh,
Sports.
okay. I already screwed that up. Shut up.
I got it.
All right. Thank you. Or maybe you screwed it up. I don't know.
No, not me.
It's
Not
me.
me.
It's
Not
me.
me.
It's
Not
me.
me.
All right, welcome in this morning. We had to get started a little bit early because we got some other production that's going on in the house today. We got lots of things pumping, but why not start early when we get two wins like that? That was an incredible day yesterday for Tampa Bay fans, starting at 4 o'clock as the Buccaneers put an ass whooping on the Aints, and well-deserved for them and their fans. Just take that ass whooping. Didn't even need an offense. Showed up with just the defense and took care of that business. And then about 5 o'clock, the Lightning taking on the very, very good Vegas Knights. They're beat up a little bit, but they played their best game without question from first period to the end, limiting Vegas shots. I think it was 24-8 at the end of the second period. They had tons, I think 8+ minutes of possession time against a really good Vegas team who started a goaltender for the first time, Lindholm, who was just absolutely insanely good. But the Lightning get the win in overtime, desperately needed 2 in a row. And now they're 3-4-2 or 3-4-3, climbing their way back up the standings. So, and a win they desperately needed. So 2 huge wins to talk about this morning.
Yeah, it was a good day, a good weekend actually for Tampa Bay sports. If you don't include USF, I'm sure we'll get to that too.
Wow.
Heartbreaker.
Wow.
Heartbreaker on Saturday that has major implications on the stealing of their season all of a sudden.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about
Definitely
that.
got to get to that. And college football in general, wild weekend as it always seems to be, especially what was happening last night. But no, the Bucs were the story yesterday in a NFC South matchup, and a team that the Bucs don't like, the Saints don't like them. And even Jason Licht, I don't know if you saw on Twitter last night, he reposted the clip of the Cam Jordan from 3 years ago talking about Tampa's going to go back to being Tampa. Jason Licht literally tweeted the video out last night after the game.
That's outstanding.
RGM. That's RGM.
We love him. We love him. Just keeping receipts and pumping them out. Nobody does it like Jason Licht. He's got some work to do in this bye week, though. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I think this is a team and a time that desperately needs a couple of moves to be made, and standing pat is not an option at this point. It's not an option. This team is too good. The glaring weaknesses they have are too big, and they can be addressed through making something. You don't have to make any blockbuster trades. There's nothing like that. But you might need an interior offensive lineman if you can find one. They're not easy, but obviously teams are falling out of the race. There may be some guys on expiring contracts that are available. Not a bad idea. I see some calls for a wide receiver. I don't know. That completely depends on the health of Jalen McMillan and Chris Godwin, which we don't know hardly anything about. Jason Licht obviously has a lot more, so we can't really speak to that. With any accuracy whatsoever. So with those two guys supposed to come back, I don't think you need a wide receiver. And Mike Evans maybe even coming back at the end. To me, it's inside linebacker, although I thought Servassier played better yesterday, but I still think you need an inside linebacker. The Bucs are dead last in the league in yardage given up to running backs in the passing game. So to me, interior offensive line. And, of course, edge rusher was at the top of my list until yesterday. Todd Bowles is having a great year, but what are we doing? Hassan Reddick, who?
Let's not go.
Anthony Nelson has been nothing but productive his entire career in his limited amount of snaps. You go look at his sacks per snap. it's probably better than any player the Bucs have ever had, because he gets 30% of the snaps normally and ends up with 5, 6, 7 sacks a year. I mean, imagine if this guy was playing all the time. And Bowles even said it. He's like, well, he's not the best athlete. Really? Really? That looked pretty athletic to me. That snatch out of the air and stiff arm steamroll Spencer Rattler.
That was one of the most incredible defensive plays I've ever seen a Tampa Bay Buccaneer make. And I mean, ever. And you've been watching this team longer than I've been alive, obviously. But I can't recall too many plays that I would take over that one that Anthony Nelson made yesterday.
In open space, jump up with your left hand. I don't know if he's left-handed or right-handed, but left hand, tip it to yourself, stiff arm, and then you're in the end zone. Not to mention, he was a menace coming off the edge all game long. Yeah. Had 2 sacks. I think a third one was called back. We'll get to the officials. My Lord. It just I went on a rant last week. I don't know if I could top that one, but I might. He was all over the field. He ended up with 2 sacks, a forced fumble, an interception for touchdown. I don't think you can have a better game than that.
He had the forced fumble, a sack, and an interception for a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah.
And the Bucs put out that he's the first player since Khalil Mack in 2018 to do that across the entire National Football League. I mean, that's how dominant he was in that first half.
I mean, I'm halfway joking, but I've been a big Anthony Nelson fan for a long time.
Yes.
Everybody runs him down, and I'm like, why does this guy not get more time? All he does when he plays is he made, quite frankly, the biggest defensive play of the year last year when he stripped Chuba Hubbard. Because if the Bucs don't win that game, they're not going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they were in field goal range. I mean, it was over.
It's almost an annual thing now.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Nelson is going to come up in a big spot, and he's going to get one of those punch outs, man.
Yeah. He's one of the few guys that actually does the punch out on this team.
Right. And he's really good at it. And I don't know what first of all, I mean, Todd Bowles, they and the Bucs in general, they love having guys up front that have like these long arms. Like, Yaya's got these big arms. And I mean, you saw him reach up that arm yesterday, Anthony Nelson. And I forgot. I'm like, wow, those arms are really, really long.
He's 6'7".
He's 6'7", and he's moving well. And, to your point, Anthony Nelson, we forget about him. We don't talk about him a lot. And he's not the kind of guy you want to have out there, playing 90% of the snaps or something like that.
Why not?
I'm not going to do that. And
Why not?
And I'm not going to stand for the Hassan Reddick disrespect today. I'm not going to do that. But Anthony Nelson, I mean, he's keeping
Hassan Reddick disrespect.
I'm not going to stand for the Hassan Reddick disrespect. I'm just not going to do it.
Is he going to the Pro Bowl? Did I miss something?
He's not going to the Pro Bowl, but he's doing some.
He's playing okay.
The stat sheet doesn't tell the whole story.
He's
with
playing
Hassan
okay.
Reddick. But Anthony Nelson, I mean, he's keeping Chris Braswell off the field for the second consecutive year.
Dude, I'm so off that guy. He had one-on-one with a running back.
Yeah.
Yesterday. You see that play?
Yes, I did.
One-on-one with a running back. And there's Spencer Rattler, or maybe it was Shook by that time, just sitting there like a big piñata. And it's like he almost ran at the running back. The running back was like a little bit ahead of the court. Like, why would you just not run around the running back?
I know.
He runs at the running back instead of the quarterback, and it didn't even get blocked. He fell over him. Like, the block was so bad, it wasn't even a block. The guy dove at his ankles, and he just kind of fell over him, straight on his face, right in front of the quarterback. You want to talk about unathletic, Todd Bowles? That's unathletic. Everything I've seen from Chris Braswell is unathletic. And compared to Anthony Nelson?
I don't think Chris Braswell's made a play yet in 2 years that I can recall.
I mean, unathletic?
Yeah.
Look at 43. He is the definition of unathletic. Yeah. As an edge, and this is the guy we're supposed to be.
He's just too stiff.
He's so stiff.
And even yesterday, like
so
in garbage
stiff.
time when they didn't matter, but they put all the backups out there, and he got like a horrible offside that he jumped off to to make matters worse. Like it's just almost great that they have Anthony Nelson and they didn't put all their chips into the Chris Braswell basket, especially after David Walker had the ACL injury in training camp or whatever it was. Like Anthony Nelson, 2 years, $10 million. They brought him back on a bargain. And he just makes plays when he's called upon. This is just an annual thing with this guy.
Yeah, and it's getting, a little ridiculous. And it's funny because when you call him unathletic and Braswell, you're waiting to see anything athletic from him. You're just like, why is this guy getting no respect? Why is he deemed unathletic? See his coach's son, gym rat, See that guy? He's 6'7", 265 pounds. And all he does is make plays. All right, I think half tongue in cheek, we've kind of missed the boat on Anthony Nelson. I mean, and you can drag him down, but
is he the Will Golston of the Edge group? He's the Will Golston of the Edge group.
Yeah.
We don't talk about him a lot, but when called upon, he
makes plays.
He puts a shift in and makes plays.
Yeah. Now, and I don't know what the status of Hassan Reddick is, but at some point, if I'm looking at the tape, and Reddick has played well. To your point, he's played well in the run game. He's done a lot of good things. He hasn't had the sack numbers. He's got good pressure numbers. He's done some good things. But he didn't have a game like this. And he doesn't have the frame, honestly, to have a game like this. And Anthony Nelson does. It's to me, it's maybe we've missed the boat on this guy a little bit. But whatever. He had a hell of a game. Antoine Winfield Jr., thank you. It's been a while. This is the all-pro we paid for. What a game. And it could have been so much better, which brings us to the officiating. I don't think I've ever – I keep saying this every week. I've never seen a play like this called this way but this was so egregious. If you didn't see the play, maybe everybody's seen it by now, where the ball is clearly stripped out and Winfield picks the ball up and takes it to the house. And there are no and everybody is – the players never stopped. The play clearly is a touchdown. The ball is clearly out. He's not down by contact. It's a touchdown. It makes it 14-0 early on in the game. Now, I went and checked. The Action Network tells me that 74% of the money was on the Buccaneers, minus 3.5. So at 14-0 and a defensive touchdown, this game is statistically, that tells you there's a long way to go, obviously. But I can't sit here and say, well, clearly Ron Tolbert had some money on the Saints. That's not what I'm saying. But it's so bizarre at this point. And then I love the fact that that Fox went back and said, oh, so then we get this explanation after they all do the huddle thing. It's like, why are we huddling? Why are we huddling? It's a fucking touchdown. There's nothing. The ball was on the ground. The player picked it up. He ran it into the end zone. Everybody knows, 70,000 people, 22 players, all the coaches, everybody knows that's a touchdown. There's nobody around looking for a whistle. There's no referee coming in with his hands like this, like what you do when you blow a whistle, right? When you blow a whistle and you think it's dead, what do? You run into the play and you do this. None of the referees were doing that. We get together. It's got an earpiece in that's always connected to the NFL in New York. That's a fact. And suddenly I don't even remember what the dumbass thing he said was. Upon instant review or whatever, a whistle had blown the play dead.
An erroneous
whistle. What whistle? And then Fox goes back and said, okay, it takes out the audio from the announcers and said, let's listen to field level. You can hear two players go, ball, ball. So that's really good. We're hearing exactly what's going on the field. You hear the smacking of pack, ball, ball. You know what you don't hear? A fucking whistle. That's what you don't hear at any point. And then we get the pool report, and he says, yeah, there was a whistle from the ref on the far side. No, there wasn't. You can't see a ref blowing a whistle and waving his arms on the far side. Absolutely 100% not. And furthermore, nobody stopped. I watched that play 100 times. Nobody stopped.
No.
Nobody looked behind for a whistle. Nothing.
And why would you even think about blowing a whistle anyway in that moment?
No.
Because it's not like one of those plays where Antoine Winfield was like rolling on the ground.
No.
Or something like that when he's like getting the ball. Like Antoine Winfield is standing on his 2 damn feet.
Yeah.
He's in the air. He's not, none of his body is on the ground.
Even if he's touched, he's not down.
There's not a Saints player that I recall that was even near him.
No.
Right? Because the receiver, it must have been Shaheed or whatever, was already like rolling over like away from him. So why were you even like ready to like blow a whistle in that moment to begin with? Like if you but the fact that like they can put out this poll report and say there was an erroneous whistle and they're saying it's on the other side of the field. How in the world, like, that's all we get? Like, that's the explanation we get? Like, no explanation as to why we were trying to blow a whistle in that moment? Like, we can't pinpoint down. I don't think they can even pinpoint where the whistle came from. They're just hearing things. The Saints, by the way, have this super fan, I believe, that sits in the front row every game, and he actually whistles. Yeah. That's like his thing. Yeah. Maybe they were hearing him or something. Like, I don't know.
But that doesn't sound like a whistle. It's a...
Right. Right. I just don't know what we're doing here. And it's like, it's not one of those things where like, it's like a conspiracy. I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, there's just conspiracy against the Bucs, but it is just unbelievable how it feels like every game this team plays, there is some sort of shenanigans that goes their way with review or referee discretion or something. I mean, it happens across the league. And I watched a lot of football yesterday. And let me tell you,
terrible calls up all over the place.
It was a horrible day. And you can look at the Eagles-Giants game as great evidence for that. And even last night, Steelers and Packers, same thing. But it's every week. The Bucs get absolutely, it goes against them every single game.
It's to the point of ridiculousness now. I mean.
And that could have changed the game, man. The Bucs were going to be up 14-0 going into the locker room. If that had stood.
Yeah.
And the Bucs were doing nothing on offense. And I was concerned, like, oh, just make sure you mark that play right there if this outcome becomes different.
Yeah, because they don't score on the possession.
Right.
Yeah, it's brutal. And the explanations are becoming laughable. And the fact that 74% of the money was on the Bucs is, I mean, that's not nothing. That's not nothing.
I mean, you have because of what happened with the NBA this past week,
right?
I mean, everything, I guess, is now on the table.
Yes.
So these stuff.
Well, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We've been talking about it for a while, but because of what happened with the NBA and it became so public, everything seems like it's almost on the table now.
Yeah.
And as a sports fan, it's just not a great place to be in.
No,
it's just not at all.
No, especially with the amount of money that's now being bet on these games with legalized gambling. That just turns. I mean, you have prop bets. I mean, if you have a Winfield for a touchdown, even if it's like $2, you that's some serious money.
It wasn't even just that play. Antoine Winfield eventually finally got into the end zone, but like he could have had. I mean, there was another one too. I think it was the Kamara fumble.
Yeah,
where he picked it up and ran it the other way for a touchdown. And I don't know what Fox is doing with these camera angles. How in the world we not have a good view of that play too? Where we don't know if Kamara is down or not. And then Jonathan Vilma is like on the call saying, well, we have to assume. No, we don't have to assume. We don't have to assume. And for a league that breaks in $20 billion a year or whatever it is, this is the premier sport on the face of the earth, certainly in this country. This is just not good enough.
No, it's not good. And there's that call, erroneous, that you just made that up. You just made that up.
They're making it up as they go.
I mean, that is so dumb. Like, let's listen. There's no whistle. There's no whistle. And certainly Ron Torbert, who's in the middle of the play, closer to the play, not near the far, he certainly didn't hear it. Like, who had a and the other one, in the second half, Rashid Shaheed catches the ball. Remember that one? Mm-hmm. He takes 3 steps, not one, Jonathan Vilma. Like you said, they're running the replay. He's catching the ball. He's like, well, he only took 1 step. No, that's 1, 2, and 3, actually, until the ball comes out. What the hell you're looking at? That guy's a buffoon. He's a nice guy, but he does all these. But he does no research. I don't know what the F he's looking at he only took 1 step. No, that's 3 steps with the ball in his hands, and then he fumbled the ball. And Winfield picked it up, who picked that one up? Oh, and then the interception takeaway for Winfield. The ball's by the time he gets control of the ball, he's not touched.
Right.
By the time he gets control of the ball and falls down, he's not touched. By replay, if you looked at that replay, you'd say that's a touchdown.
Yeah. The Antoine Winfield Jr. had an incredible game.
I mean,
he should have had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. Yeah. And I mean, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal. Rick says it was a dog whistle. They were training the Saints fans in the end zone. New start time. We're going 3 hours. No, we're only going to 11, guys. We got to. We have some other production we have to do in the house today. So, if you, for those of you that are tuning in at 10 o'clock, we'll tell you then that you could go back and look at the beginning of the show. You can always do that. That's the beauty of live streams turning into podcasts and always available on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else. So we're very flexible, but we thank you guys for jumping in early as well.
I will say this though, about even though the officiating continues to go against them, I mean, let's give a round of applause though to the Buccaneers defense. How many turnovers did they have last year? Like 7?
Well, they had 7 interceptions last year total.
Yeah. So they probably had I
think they had 16 turnovers total last year.
It didn't feel like that, but all of a sudden it's like starting with the Jamel Dean pick 6 against the Jets. That's what sort of kicked it off. I mean, the Bucs are getting their hands on everything.
Yeah.
And they're punching balls out and they're making game-changing plays on defense. So we got to give them credit for that. And it's coming at a really good time, by the way, where this offense is completely unrecognizable to the one that we're used to seeing, which is obvious because I think a large part of the injuries. Yeah. But there's some other things, play sequencing. I don't think Josh Grizzard will tell you he's had the best 2-game or 3-game stretch here.
That goal line stretch was just mind-numbing. You're acting like you have no quarterback.
Yeah, my MVP candidate quarterback, and I don't even let him try to make a play.
Not once
on the goal line.
Not once.
Yeah,
and you're leaning on an offensive line that's getting beat at the line of scrimmage. What do you not see here? Do you think it's going to change on the 7th time? You're getting knocked off the ball.
Right.
Maybe we should try something different.
Oh, but they did try something different the second time. They threw a goal line fade to Sterling Shepard. All 5'9", 170 pounds of him, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. They drew up the Mike Evans fade play to Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
And it almost got picked off.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice. And that's the only guy in the pattern, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no reading of the field that your quarterback does so well. It's no moving him out of the pocket that he does so well. There's no misdirection that you do so well as a team. There's no spreading them out. There's just we're double tight, triple tight, and we're going to slam it in there. And by the way, where is we don't have to do a tush push, but when you're at the half-yard line, can Baker not sneak the ball? Is he not a quarterback sneak guy?
I watched Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
The Bengals executed it yesterday at the goal line. 40-year-old Joe Flacco.
Yeah, and the reason you weren't scoring is because you were getting penetration from the outside or through gaps, which if you turn around and hand the ball off 6 yards deep, that's going to happen. If you sneak it, you're going to get it in. What are you doing?
Yeah, but what
are you doing, Josh Grizzard?
It is sad. The play calling was horrible. And if you combine both of the goal line possessions there, it was 9 plays total that they had.
Yeah.
Because they had the offside that was on New Orleans. So you had 9 plays. And they ran it 8 times and had the goal line fade to Shepard. And they got one of them in. But it is almost sad.
I think they ran one to Ibuka, too. Yeah. A back shoulder to Ibuka. That was terrible. He's not a back. I mean, he could have kind of, but he's a better, look fake outside, use your speed.
Play.
Yeah. At least run a slant.
Yeah. But it is sort of sad though. You want to think okay, we're at the 1 yard line. We're going up against one of the worst defensive fronts in football. That's what they've been this year. Yeah. New Orleans. I don't care who we have out there. I want to think we can get a yard at some point. But they just can't do it. And if you're an offensive coordinator, you have to recognize what your strength and what your weakness is. And you just got to pull out of that. And you got to be a little bit more creative. And like you said, if this is a quarterback who we believe is in the MVP front running, and in the last 2 weeks, he's probably fallen down that ladder just a little bit, I got to have that guy try to make a play rather than try to do something that I'm clearly not.
Right. Yeah, that was mind-numbing to me. Grizz, the last 2 games has been really uninspiring in his play calling, really uninspiring.
And not to mention how often I think they had to have been 80% first down runs yesterday. Yeah. It's almost as if he heard all the noise about how they didn't run the ball, and Todd even said it.
Yeah,
which I thought was ridiculous because you were down the entire time against the Lions. Maybe
there were
moments away from it a little early.
Yeah,
but you don't have. I feel like they overcompensated yesterday, and they were just well, we're going to prove that we can do it.
Well, and the other thing, when you looked at the tape, when they did run well, they came back with play action. Guys were open. Baker missed them.
Yeah.
So you don't. It's not a bad call. It's bad execution. So don't stop calling it. Execute it better. And with Baker, you're going to get. He's not going to miss all the time. Although he wasn't great yesterday. He missed a Buca on a deep ball that he was late on. There was interference,
first
by
throw
the
of
way.
the game, he had a Buca wide open on an out route, and he overthrew him. It's becoming a little bit of a problem the last couple of weeks.
He's hurt. I mean, when do they ever take him out at the end of the game? They did yesterday. He's hurt, and he needs to heal up. He's been wearing a leg sleeve on his right knee since that. I will find out after the season that I forget which game it was, about 3-4 games ago when he got sacked, the knee kind of bent in. I think that's really bothering him. That's his plant leg. So it may be why he's been a little off on his throws, but he did not look confident. And every cutaway of Grizz on the sideline calling plays, he looks bewildered. So it's a great time for a bye week. And everybody needs to reset.
And it's like, we're picking apart so many things about this game, and it's almost you lose sight of the fact. I mean, the Bucs are 6-2.
Yeah.
This is the
we
best.
Got to get back to that.
This is tied for the best start in franchise history that this team has had. The NFC South yesterday was straight up offensive.
Yeah.
When you look at what the Falcons put out there yesterday with Kirk Cousins, when you look at what the Panthers put out there against the Bills, and to be honest with you, these two teams didn't exactly look great yesterday either. So yesterday was a classic, like 2022 NFC South.
You suck.
Just nightmare. But the Bucs are 6-2, and they have so much comfort room in the division. And the fact that I keep going back, those two games against Seattle and San Francisco, you got to remember those.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody here, I certainly did it, had them going to Seattle and winning that football game, and they grinded it out. We knew San Francisco was going to be a tough game. They won that. To me, you've stolen two games that I didn't have you winning. And if you want to count Houston too, because we knew that was going to be tough. The Bucs have really stolen 2 or 3 games early on. And when you look at the schedule coming out of the bye, New England, Buffalo, and the Rams.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to go through that gauntlet now, and you're hoping, what are we going to say? Hopefully you can win one of them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 would be great, but at least don't lose all 3. But the Bucs have given themselves some comfort room here because they've stolen some games early on.
And then they got, the Panthers are playing well. Yeah, but they're still the Panthers. They're not there yet.
The Panthers either get blown out or they win in some dramatic fashion at the end. There's two other.
And don't forget, they're not deep.
No.
And so as the season goes on, we have injuries. They're going to get more key injuries. They're not going to be as good a team as the season. They're not going to get better. And I don't see the Saints getting any better. Although I will say this, Tyler Shook can throw the damn ball. I like the way he throws the football. He's got velocity. He'll get more accurate. I'm not saying he's going to be some great quarterback, but I don't know why the hell Spencer Rattler's still playing. He's trash. But I think he's won 1 game in 14 starts.
See, I actually felt like Rattler was playing really well this year, actually, quietly.
Yeah.
I thought he was, but then the last two games, he's had 6 turnovers. And when you drafted a quarterback in the second round like Tyler Shook, that sort of was like the window of opportunity. Well, let's see what we have in the kid. So they'll deal with that. Carolina's a mess, especially if Andy Dalton has to play. He just can't do it anymore. And then yesterday, the Falcons, I mean, goodness. Remember,
that's a team that bewilders me.
They have played the Dolphins and the Panthers and gotten outscored like 60-10 this year.
That team is way too talented for that. Their coaching staff's a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it.
I think I wasn't watching the whole game, but if I'm not mistaken, they said this. They hadn't had a first down, I think, in their first 3 series. They finally just threw a swing pass to Bijan Robinson. He gets like 14 yards. I'm like, how is that not your first play every game?
Yeah, I know, like, we're rooting for Raheem and everything for obvious reasons, but Falcons fans seem like they're pretty done with them already. And they could have had Mike Vrabel. They chose Raheem over Mike Vrabel. Remember that.
He wanted to go to Atlanta? I thought he was always wanted to go back to New England, but either way.
They interviewed him, though.
Either way, well, Art Blank wanted Belichick. They had to talk him out of that. Oof. That's their problem.
Right.
But they ain't getting any better.
Yeah. And that's why you have to keep saying, like, the Bucs, there's been so many moments this year where the Bucs trap game or whatever.
Just win, baby.
They just keep winning. It doesn't matter what it looks like at this point.
I said this week it was an elite check. The Bucs have said that they want to be an elite team. They claim that they are an elite team. And at 6-2, you're an elite team in this league. There's no question about that. That's what your record states. Now, your point differential states something else, and that matters. It definitely matters. But also matters how many injuries they've had to key players that they're going to get back, hopefully. We believe. A lot of misinformation on injuries. I get that. So we don't know if Bucky's coming back. We think he is. We don't know if Gedeke or when he's coming back, but we think he is. Same with Godwin. So but we don't know for sure. And that said, 6-2, like 6-2,
Right.
That's insane. And so now you have a great opportunity to do something in the second half with a very manageable schedule down the stretch. The next 3 games are tough, but you get guys back. Again, if you're an elite team, you go into New Orleans. This was a trap game for them. You know, everybody's beat up. You got the bye on the other side. Everybody's looking for it, you know, feeling sorry for themselves. And I just got to get to the bye. Let's go take care of the Saints. And that's a classic trap game. And that's why I thought this was going to be so tough. And I love that Baker kind of brought everybody into the game, stoking up the rivalry, because I thought the Bucs played with great intensity on defense and even on offense, but they were just out of sync. And they just don't have.
And that was one of the worst games I think we've ever seen Tristan Wirfs play.
Wow.
I mean, Chase Young is just giving him fits yesterday, and 2 false start penalties on Tristan Wirfs too. Like we don't
seen that.
We don't see that. I mean, the offensive line is one of those things where like it was holding up okay at the beginning of the season, but now like
it's bad.
We have to talk about it. Graham Barton is just
he has regressed.
He is not getting better. He's getting worse.
Yeah.
And at center. They started Dan Feeney played right guard yesterday. I don't recall hearing his name much, so maybe that's a good thing. But at the same time, it's just overall,
he wasn't great.
Probably not great, right?
He wasn't great.
You know what you're getting with these guys,
yeah.
But
and heck is
what he is.
Yeah, this offensive line is bad.
Yeah.
And it's getting exploited.
But the defense, that's the thing though. The Bucs can beat you in different ways, and when the offense has seemed to struggle, the defense, for the most part, seems to pick up the slack. Like even against Detroit, the defense kept them in that game. And it was like they were begging the offense, like, please
do something.
Get something together. We're doing the best we can here against this Detroit offense. And yesterday, they just completely smothered. And the difference between those 2 games, yesterday, I don't think did the Bucs miss a tackle yesterday? I mean, they were tackling. The tackling was so sound yesterday.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then you get the turnovers. You win the turnover battle like you did, you're going to win every game.
Yeah.
This is that simple.
Yeah, and to my point, the elite teams just take care of teams like that. They figure out a way, and that's what the Bucs did. They did it on defense. They figured out a way how we're going to win this game, and handily.
Yeah.
They won it handily. They didn't get into the red zone until the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
They didn't pass midfield in the second half until 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And
that's especially when you're getting the ball now at the 30 and 35, that's dominant defense. So the Bucs just said, you know what, we're not going to lose. We're going to just go take care of these guys. And they did. And that's a sign of an elite team. If you can win all these different ways that they're winning, last 2 minutes, defense, shootout, whatever it takes. If you can do that, you're an elite team, and this team is elite.
And don't forget the weapon they have there with the kicking the footballs, Chase McLaughlin. I mean, he gets a game ball too yesterday.
Remember that we got to bring people in.
I'm still waiting for the competition that's going to take place at one Buck here any moment. 8 for 8 this year from 50+ yards.
Automatic.
Yeah, you don't even think about it with this guy.
And I will say this: I think Grizzard, especially in the second half, was like, they're not doing anything on offense. We can just run the ball, kick 50-yard field goals, and get the hell out of here. Yeah. There's no reason. Baker's beat up. There's no reason for him to have a tip pass, pick 6, and then the Saints are in the game. Let's just run the ball. So I'm not going to get too freaked out that the offense has struggled the last couple of weeks. I'm not. Just there's too many injuries. They've got plenty of talent on this team coming back, hopefully. They got to get Gedeke back, and he's been walking around. He's out of the boot, so I would fully expect him to be back after the bye. And I think Bucky's going to be back. Godwin's a mystery.
To me, they're all mystery.
Yeah, at this point,
McMillan's a mystery. I mean, is he not even out of the neck brace yet?
He's not out of the neck brace yet.
Doesn't tell me that's a guy that's going to play coming out of the bye week. Yeah. So that might be December.
All right, lots of comments coming in, even though we started a little early. So I want to get to all of your comments. We'll do a quick break here. We'll come back on the other side. We're going to get to USF. Oh, Alex Golish, we love you, but that was a bonehead call. Not going for the field goal. But we will talk about that disappointing loss to Memphis. The coach, to be honest, Brian Kelly is fired. How does that flow down to the Gators and Florida State situations? It does, absolutely. We'll go around the NFL, and we got to get to the Lightning, too. That was a great win last night for the Lightning, exactly what they needed. Hey, we are brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. Staying with a local attorney that knows the local legal landscape is important, folks. So if you get in an accident, your first call is the Jeeves Law Group. Go to the website, JEEVESLawgroup.com, and get their phone number, email them, call them, set up your free consultation, and tell them JP sent you. Non-attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. And Genesis of Tampa, no payments until 2026 on new cars, on the new Genesis cars at Genesis of Tampa, just off 275 and Bears. Great folks over there, great cars. So go by and see them and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on this Victory Monday. Thank you so much for the great folks at Rivers. They had a big weekend. Big weekend at Rivers, as always, with the Bucs game on, Lightning game on, all the great sports that you can watch there. If you've not been to Rivers, folks, we'll be going there for lunch if you'd like to join us today, Nick. Myself, the Big O, Commissioner Hagan's going to join us. Yeah, we're going to go do lunch at Rivers, his favorite spot. We love hanging out at Rivers because the food is absolutely amazing. The staff is fantastic. The best place to watch any games, and it's the official sports bar of the JP Peterson Show. So go on over to Rivers and tell them JP sent you. All right, you want to get to the Petermans?
Let's do it.
And get some of their thoughts rolling here this morning. John Hill's in. Just woke up. Good morning, Peterman. Celebrate Double Victory Sunday. Yeah, so it's Double Victory Monday, right? I guess it would be. Absolutely. Joe Dombrowski, good to see you in here, my friend. It's been a while. So look how the NFL has handcuffed Brady as far as being critical of what he sees. I think Brady should be allowed to be critical in his call of color commentary. I don't think they're restricting him. I know there's been restrictions on his access, but I don't think they're restricting what I guess there was something in there that, he can't be critical of NFL officials. I'm like, I don't listen to him that much, to be honest with you, and like break down everything he's saying. He just seems like an okay. Doesn't seem bad. Doesn't seem good.
He's fine.
Yeah, it is what it is. And listen, broadcasters typically don't bother me. Jonathan Vilma bothers me.
He's always bothered me.
He's just not good. He's not good at analyzing. He's the Saints homer. I don't know what he's looking at when he sees things and like that one play. He's like, 1 foot down. There's 3 steps. He's got the ball. And it's like, there's a close-up shot. What the fuck are you looking at, bro? Like, I just don't get it. Kenneth McClary says, as second, Jonathan Vilma as an announcer sucks.
It upsets me because I love Kenny Albert.
Kenny Albert's great.
I think everybody loves Kenny Albert.
Yeah.
That's his color guy.
And why does he draw every effing Bucs game? Like, come on, Fox, be better. Michael LaRue says the Saints pool reporter did a poor job. He should have followed up by asking whether the crew actually heard a whistle or if someone admitted to blowing it. If no one did, the play should have stood. Yeah, and why? Yeah, who blew it? Which referee blew it? I want to know.
You're never gonna know.
I want to know. I should be able to know that. 100%. Yeah, there was no follow up there. Joe Dombrowski says the broadcast partners are not objective as far as being critical of officiating. Yeah, I mean, I think there's communication with the league, and the league, the fact that they fine all their coaches and players for talking about the officiating. I mean, I kind of get it, but Todd Bowles is so frustrated at this point. I think I'm going to ask him in the next media availability and say, Todd, Ira will pay your fine. I'll let Ira can pay your fine. Will you just please talk about what you really want to say about the officiating?
Well, I thought he was kind of transparent yesterday after the game. And he said, he even said, I'm still pissed about some of the stuff. And he said that, we're going to speak to the league office and try to figure this out. Like, that's what Todd said. So, I mean, even yesterday, after the Giants Eagles game, and if you didn't watch that, I'm sure everybody has seen it by now, the whole tush push thing that happens where it should have been a fumble, Giants ball. And again,
how is that?
And again, we're blowing whistles and we're stopping plays too early and everything, even though the rules analyst, Dean Blandino, was saying, yeah, that's a really early whistle that shouldn't have been called. But that's a big play in that game.
Huge.
That changed the momentum of that game completely in that moment. And after the game, Kayvon Thibodeau is talking, he's like, that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And Brian Burns taps him on the shoulder and it was like, be careful, you're going to get fined. And then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That was such a great call. My bad.
Yeah, I wonder if the league could do that. Like Todd Bowles should just be absolutely do a complete satire on the refs and just be like, you know what? They did such a great job today. Like that, especially on the first Winfield touchdown. There was, who didn't hear the whistle? I know none of the players stopped and nobody really looked, but I heard it. Didn't you guys hear the whistle? It was clear as day. Didn't you all hear it? Just be completely ridiculous. Can they fine him for that?
I think they could fine you for anything.
They could fine you, but
they fine players. They fine players like routinely every week $45,000 for unnecessary contact and crap like that on the field. That's just normal football.
By the way,
so they can fine you for anything.
The Rashad White,
$46,000.
$46,000.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
Fine, a quarter of his paycheck for lowering his head, and protecting himself. When they first announced that was going to be a penalty, when they said, we're going to penalize offensive players for lowering their head. I'm like, so what, running backs are going to run through the hole straight up with their torso and head exposed, and that's going to keep them safe? If this is about player safety, you're telling Rashad White he can't lower his head when he enters a pile and try to run behind his pads? I'm sorry, but the head is connected to the shoulders. And if you're trying to run behind your pads, which is what you're supposed to do as a running back.
Yeah. And also keep in mind too, they did the whole the hits down low were getting too much, so now they took out the hip drop tackle and everything. And then yesterday, plain as day, Zach Bond hip drop tackle, scam Cataboo, and his ankle was like detached from his foot in the aftermath of it. And there was nothing called on that either. So they don't even like enforce the hip drop rule. Like, what do they enforce?
It's so, the officiating right now is so absolutely random. Nobody knows what anything is. I mean, this is the biggest show in the world. I mean, it's the ratings, the money. It's incredible, and nobody knows what a catch is. Did you see was it the Watson play where he caught the ball and was holding it up high, and the defensive back stripped it out, even though he had 2 feet on the ground? I'm like, I don't even know what's a catch anymore. Like, he did have 2 feet, but he didn't complete the catch. Aren't you supposed to complete the catch? Does he go to the ground? Like, it's just, we should know the rules. We should all know. We should see it and go, everybody should go, oh yeah, that's a catch, or it's not a catch. Whew. Jagel, new in here. Good to see you, my friend. Says Mayfield is definitely hurt. His play has been off for weeks. Yeah. I mean, I even posited that, we probably should have rested him yesterday because he didn't do anything. I think
Teddy in his teeth.
Which looked beautiful, by the way. I don't know what the injury was. Your teeth look beautiful, Teddy. I think he probably could have handled it yesterday. Joe Dabrowski says, I definitely would consider a move for Jacoby Myers, late round swap and expiring. It can't hurt.
That's just not the priority.
I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, listen, again, this comes down to information only known by Jason Light and the organization. How hurt is Chris Godwin? How hurt is Jalen McMillan? Are they not coming back? If they're not coming back, then yes.
I just still feel like if the Bucs were going to make a move, and by the way, I am of the opinion that Jason Light needs to get a little uncomfortable here, because, and I thought Scott Reynolds made a good point of this on his on the Pewter Report show this week, and he mentioned that in his time covering the Bucs, there have been 4 teams that have been capable of winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
there have been 4. That's how rare that opportunities like this come around. And even though the NFC is quite loaded right now, I do think the Bucs at their best are as good as anybody in the conference.
Yeah.
And at some point, you got to make that move to sort of go for it. I still think, granted, they played well yesterday, like you mentioned, I can't watch Servassier Dennis for a full 17-game season. Like, I just can't do it. He's given up more coverage yards than like any player like in football, like including corners, I believe. Like, it's something insane. He's an inside linebacker. And he's just not athletic enough. And even Levante David, like, Levante will make some plays here and there, but if you watch him run, it looks like it hurts Levante to run.
He can't.
It just does.
For years, he made up for Devin White's boneheaded mistakes. He can't do that anymore. He's not that guy anymore, which is sad. And he needs somebody next to him that can play. And there's, at this point, at 8 weeks in, deadline's Tuesday, there's probably 5 or 6 inside linebackers in this league that we could go get.
You could get anybody that's an upgrade over Servassier Dennis.
The upgrade is not hard. There might be some guys that are 3 and 4 on the depth chart at other places that are better than him.
Yeah, I would be looking at Miami's roster. Like, they got Jordan Brooks as a popular name that's out there. Like, I would take him in a heartbeat. 5th-round pick, whatever. Like, it wouldn't be something crazy to get a guy like that. I mean, just do it.
Marty Aaron says Baker's hurt. They were protecting from that awful offensive line performance as a reason for the Bucs elevating the practice squad quarterback. Yeah, that was interesting. I wonder if how close they were to starting Teddy and just letting Baker rest.
I don't think Baker would have let them.
I don't think he did. I think he said that's not happening.
No, but he's not earlier in the season, he was getting out of a lot of these sacks and everything and showing some of his athleticism. He's not getting out of them anymore. He's had some chances to run and he's not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know something's off with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Rick says Anthony Nelson made more plays yesterday than Hassan Reddick all year. If only they had Myles Garrett, this line would crush the pocket. If only we had Myles Garrett.
If only every team had Myles Garrett.
DB's playing well, linebackers, yeah. That I think they played. I think I saw Ty Key playing linebacker yesterday. They played nickel and dime just to keep
he's playing so
Voss
well
off
at safety,
the field.
But
yeah. By the way, somebody tell Jonathan Vilma that Tyke Smith is a safety and the starting safety. Come on, dog.
Yeah, and by the way, can we also? This is like 2 weeks in a row with the broadcasting crews, and I think even Buck and Aikman were guilty of this too. When Zion or Jamel Dean come out of the game, and you see Benjamin Morrison in there, there's not an issue.
No,
they've been rotating Benjamin Morrison in all year long.
Maybe Aikman and Vilma aren't allowed at the production meetings either.
I don't know. That little stuff though bothers me though.
It does, man. You guys are paid millions and millions of dollars to pay attention to this shit. Not me. I mean, I know we cover it locally, but you're Jesus, Vilma. How many Bucs games have you done the last 2 years? Remember the day he was like when Devin White was at his worst. Remember that? And he played the fucking position. He's like, hey, he's one of the top 5 linebackers in the league. Remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, what did you just
say? Him and Devin White, they think he's a top 5 linebacker in the league. Yeah.
Yeah. I know he's a top 5 linebacker. I asked him. He told me that this week. Maybe he did do some research. Good God. John Sooms, Big Boy 594, welcome in. Said the missed calls by refs could determine Winfield's Hall of Fame case when you take away 2 career defensive touchdowns. May or may not matter. That's a great point. It's a great point. I mean, you get paid by these big plays, especially defensively. And 1 defensive touchdown is huge. And when you go back and look at Rondé Barber's career, and you look at all those touchdowns, imagine if 4 or 5 of them were called back. It's he might not get into the Hall of Fame. It's a great point you make, John. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, this shit is so obvious. It's not even debatable. Man, and it's important. Sean Buskey says, you see teams run rubs and crosses and have guys wide open to walk into the end zone. We can't draw that up. Yeah. I mean, it's the easiest play in the world to call. Fake to the running back, get him in the flat, crack down on the linebacker that's guarding him. Everybody does it 1,000 times. Travis Kelce scored 7,000 touchdowns this way. The Chiefs do it every single play on the goal line. And you're running into the teeth of the defense with a shitty offensive line right now. What are you doing, bro? That is just, I thought that was strange to me.
Yeah.
Like, Grizz of all people, like, he's a really smart guy. Yeah. He doesn't strike me as one of those offensive coordinators like, we're gonna slam it in there. It's only 1 yard. This is an attitude play. Like, no, let's run a pick and get some guy freaking wide open.
Can I say this though?
Jeez,
this is the other part of the other element of that whole sequence, and more importantly, the second one when they struck out 3 times in a row, and then it was 4th and 1 again for the second time. Does the Todd Bowles of last year, the year before that, and the year before that say, to hell with this, let's just kick our field goal, let's just get our 3 points and keep it moving? Todd Bowles, you have to give Todd a lot of credit.
He went for it on 4th down.
He went for it, even though there was all the evidence telling him, like, if we run this ball again, we're not going to get it. Todd continues to be pretty aggressive on going in situations on 4th down this year. And that is a massive, massive improvement over what we've seen from him the last 3 years from this point. So Todd, like, in general, like, we're talking about the Bucs being 6-2. I don't know if Todd Bowles is getting enough credit. for the job he's done this year. And even like his defensive, the schemes and sort of the blitz packages and the stuff that he's implemented this year.
He's having a hell of a year.
He's having a great year.
Well, we talked about this before the season. Game management, right? 2-6 last year in 7-point games. And what are they this year? Yesterday it wasn't a 7-point game, but they believe the
Eagles game counts as a 1-score loss, but I mean, that was a late touchdown that made it a 1-score game. So other than that, they've won every single 1-score game.
Yeah.
4-1 on the road.
Yeah.
Winning on the road in this league is hard.
Yeah. Yeah. He's done a fantastic job. And he's, in bringing in a game manager, most head coaches, especially at his age, are not doing that.
Right.
They're taking, it's an insult. No, he's like, yeah, sure. Well, I don't know if that was, I'm not sure that's how it went, but, kudos to the organization. Todd does a lot of things well.
Yeah.
And culture is one of them.
The culture is phenomenal. We know that. I just think that he's just leveled up across the board this year when they 100%. Absolutely have needed it.
100%. Joe Dabrowski says the play should have been ruled a touchdown, and then you go back and review it. If you take it away, so be it, but it's still wrong. Yeah, it's just the erroneous whistle thing is like you just literally made that up. Like you no, Rick, it's not a new starting time. What else happened? Scoring plays are reviewed. Let it play out so it's subject to review. Same play happened with Devin White in Tennessee. Yeah, again, they did review it, the Winfield touchdown, but I forget exactly what the verbiage was. But how I go back to the Jets game when it was 26-3, and if the 4th down call and the Lazard touchdown in the end zone where the ball gets stripped and it's dribbling down his leg and his head's laying on the out of bounds line when he finally, and they call that a touchdown. And at that point, it did go from under to over, but also you're like, the Jets still aren't going to come back and win this game. It won't affect the outcome of the game, but it almost did.
No, almost did.
It almost did. Yeah. So you never know. Sergio Biltrez, good morning to you. Said we could have a 3-game lead after this bye week and not even play. Atlanta plays the Patriots and the Panthers are at the Packers. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say that the Bucs will have a 3-game lead.
That's absolutely 100%. Michael LaRue says if sports leagues are going to take billions of dollars from online betting sites and casinos, they need to hold players, coaches, and referees accountable. They need to be more transparent with their fans. This is the thing. If the ACC during working hours, clearly after midnight, they don't staff the replay booth. Did we ever get to the bottom of that? Did you ever? You usually research things like this. Did we ever get to the bottom of this?
I did not know. I didn't hear about this actually.
Yeah, when FSU was playing at Stanford, and they had those reviews, and normally they go to the ACC goes to the command center.
Yeah, that's right.
And they put the audio on.
Yeah.
Well, there was nobody there.
We didn't get it for that game.
No, they left at midnight. It's like, and it screwed FSU at the end with the touchdown because they didn't have a down the line camera. Well, they could clearly see he was in the end zone, but since we didn't have a down the line camera,
similar to how I wanted no business staying up till 2:30 in the morning to watch Florida State and Stanford in the year of our Lord 2025. I don't blame the ACC officiating crew for saying, you know what, we're good here.
This is the most ACC thing ever, though. Like, we're not going to staff it, and we're going to fuck FSU. It's like, yeah, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll be completely incompetent and screw FSU. Yeah, completely on brand. Oh, yeah, awesome. Michael LaRue says, oh, yeah, we already did that. Sorry. Sergio says Braswell is a bust. I think we are in agreement there. Bucs basement piles on. Braswell, another bust. Jason Light reached for edge rusher. Just terrible. Light needs to just stick to free agents when it comes to edge rusher and don't cheap out.
Maybe, I mean, his best.
It's a blind spot.
Well, his best free agent pickup at free agency for edge rusher was Shaq Barrett. He traded for Jason Pierre-Paul. They signed Hassan Reddick, and I know the stats don't. The box score didn't tell the story, but I think Reddick has been an upgrade over some other guys they've had there for sure. They missed on Braswell. Anthony Nelson, we forget, was drafted in like the 4th round, and I would say 7-8 year career so far. 3 different contracts he signed. The plays he's making yesterday, it's been a home run pick for his role. Yaya Diaby was a 3rd round pick. Want to see him impact the game a little bit more, but I still think
he's playing well.
I think he's playing really well and making strides.
They ran a little. They late in the game. They lined up Nelson on outside right, and then Yaya was in a 4-point stance inside of him, and they ran a game where Yaya took into the tackle, and Nelson looped around and got the sack. It was that was beautiful.
Yeah,
that's great design, great execution of those two guys. But it's funny. It's like, what if we'd have made Anthony Nelson a starter? He's not athletic enough.
I got to stop it. Y'all also got to realize that.
How do you say that? He's not athletic enough.
Y'all also got to realize that a large part of this is Kalijah Kancey's not playing. And Kalijah Kancey I don't think people realize how much he does in the interior to help the entire pass rush as a whole. And by the way, the Bucs are like top 5 in sacks and number 1 in pressures at the end of the day. Like, I think we're like, it's like almost like people, like if they don't get a sack on every drive, I think people think the sky's falling. No, the Bucs are like top 5 in sacks and number 1 in pressure rate. Yeah. I don't know how much better it can get.
By the way, to all those just joining us at our normal time at 10 o'clock, we started a little early today. We have some production things that we have to do. So if you missed anything, you can obviously rewind if you're watching on. I don't think you can rewind until the end of the show. So we apologize for that. But just to reset everything. Actually, let's take a break. We'll come back and reset everything on the Bucs. We got to get to USF. We're going to get to the Lightning. And the coaching carousel with Brian Kelly being fired. And Nick has a great story to tell us about that. All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877. Find you some cheaper homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, any insurance needs you have. It's Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. They do all the work. You save all the money. Been in business for over 60 years. We love the folks at Italiano Insurance. Back in 3. Stay with us. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American Standard Air Conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on Victory Monday. We're going to get to some of the other things here. We started a little early, so thanks you guys for jumping in. We're brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. 40% off mountings in October. Get your Christmas shopping done now. Don't wait. Get it done right now. While you still get great value. They got great sales going on. 40% off mounting if you're going to pop the question. So do that as well. Take advantage and all the different things they have at the Gold and Diamond Source. And, of course, a great local company that does so much for local charities. Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local benefactors. So we always promote our local businesses here. We love them. So keep it local all during the holidays. Keep that money local, and no better place than the Gold and Diamond Source. All right, I'm going to get to some of the other comments just coming in here in a second. The Lightning last night were fantastic. They played their best game start to finish against Las Vegas, who was down a couple guys, admittedly, but they were also named 5-0-2 until they lost to the Panthers and then the Lightning in the back-to-back this weekend. But I thought from an energy standpoint, from a puck possession standpoint, they had 8 minutes more possession time through the first 2 periods. They had outshot Vegas 24-8 in those first 2 periods. I thought they were battling on the boards. They were so much more in structure. And I tell you what, Dom James, this rookie, he brings some energy, some speed, when he gets the puck, and he looks like he belongs, man. I like this Stu as well. The 27-year-old defenseman, I think, played very well.
Second power play unit, too.
Yeah. And the power play last night was 0 for 5, but I think we got 12 shots. They got into the zone. They set up well. They got a couple of really, really good looks, a lot of good looks, actually. But Lindholm, the rookie that started for Vegas, am I getting that name right? Is it Lindholm? Anyway, he was fantastic last night. He was really, really good. I thought the Lightning should have had 4 or 5 goals. Vasi was really good. Finally got his first win. I didn't see
Lindbaum.
Vasi, it didn't see obviously a lot of pucks. They ended up with 16 shots, but made some big saves at the end there. And I thought, overtime, this team has been god awful in overtime.
Well, they put up the records though before, and Vegas had a worse record than the Lightning in overtime. Actually,
wow.
The last 2 years, 5-12.
So, but you know what? We did something a little different. We didn't have a defenseman out there. We had somebody brought that up to my attention here. Was it Thomas Casper? And Hagel, I thought right off the jump, instead of just letting the other team just kind of waltz down the ice and get their shots, he went after him from the very beginning, missed getting that first poke check, but came back with the second one, was aggressive on the puck instead of sitting back and falling back like the Lightning just love to do, he actually went after the puck, challenged, I forget who it was on Vegas, stole the puck, got the 2-on-1, and then the pass back to Kucherov for the game winner. And that place just went bananas. I was actually sitting down on the lower bowl at the end of the game, right behind where the winning goal was scored. And there was so much, it was a lot of tension because of the, Kuch had one taken away for offsides, which was, I don't know how the linesman missed it in the beginning, but it was clearly offsides. Kuch, I guess he lost control of the puck at the blue line and went in before the puck did. And so that one's taken away. And it was just a lot of angst. Like, we're going to lose another game in overtime here. So to get that win, I thought was huge. And you could see that after a very slow start, and I think it was, I don't know if it was Thursday or Saturday, but Cooper said after the game, he said, we got to remember what it takes to win.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Yeah, we got to remember what it takes to win and what it takes to compete in this league. And basically what he was doing was calling out the effort and saying, we're just not there mentally. And I've said this from the start of the season, 3 straight years where you're out in the first round, and especially with the regular season you had last year, it just comes down to the playoffs and having to get your mind right for the regular season on a nightly basis when everybody's coming after you is tough. And listen, nobody's going to feel sorry for the Lightning for having such sustained success, but staying at the top in any league is so incredibly difficult, especially when you bring it back the same guys year and again, same coaching staff year and again. It's almost like it's a mind fuck. You've got to trick yourself into understanding that you got to go out there every game in the regular season and play your ass off, or you're going to lose to the Blackhawks, to Anaheim, to anybody. And I think finally, Vegas comes in, and obviously a premier team. I think that changed your mindset a little bit, and you saw them step up a level. Mm-hmm. And hopefully this is kind of, that re-imprints on their mind. This is the compete level we got to be at. This is the speed that we got to play at. And I thought they were much better last night, tremendously better.
I thought it honestly started with the game on Saturday against Anaheim. Now, granted, the Lightning finally got a lead in that game, which was like the first lead they had in like 2 weeks, which is like hard to say out loud, but it was true. Yeah. And then they give up, 2 goals, really right after the other there late in the third period. And you're like, oh my gosh, this just might be who they are.
Yeah.
Like, they just can't
2 bad goals too.
Right. They just can't figure it out. But
I think the tying goal, once again, there were 3 Lightning players behind the net.
Yeah.
And 3 Anaheim players in front of the net. In the third period, it's like, what are we doing? Everybody's watching the puck. Nobody's looking for where the dangerous person is coming down the slot. It's just basic stuff that
they scored that goal there with like 3.5 minutes left. What was it, Cirelli that got the goal?
Power play goal, yeah.
I thought this is where I feel like it started, though, was those last 3 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Was a clinic. Nothing happened on the ice for 3 minutes.
Yeah. And they were in the offensive.
And I mean that, and I mean that in a great way. Like, Anaheim, it was so bad. Anaheim could not even get Dostal out of the net at any point in the 3 minutes. And I have to imagine that is so frustrating for a team that is so badly trying to get that 6-on-5 advantage. That, to me, was like the first sign of this year where I went, that's Lightning hockey. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it used to look like, quite frankly.
Closing out games with just great offensive, not dangerous offensive pressure, but just sustained offensive
pressure and winning battles in the boards and the forechecking and not letting the puck get out of the zone. Like, they did all those little things in those 3 minutes. And I was like, man, I wonder if that's the moment they can build off of. And then yesterday they go and play Vegas, who, might be the hottest team in the league right now. Jack Eichel might be the MVP in the league right now, and Marner and all these great players and everything. And you hold them to 8 shots in 2 periods.
It's crazy.
8 shots. I mean, you mentioned Dominic James in the third period knocked Marner on his ass twice in a span of 10 seconds. He's not scared to go throw the body in there at a guy, a star player in this league. He wasn't scared about that. He met the moment. And then Kucherov, he was beating himself up on the bench a lot after the offside play because he knew it. He actually,
it's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, he knew it. Like, oh, no way, man. And they come right back in a great passing play. Like, it was so apropos for him to get the game-winning goal because he was going to wear that one for sure if the Lightning did not win that game.
100%.
We got Cooch smiling, which is so rare. We got that a few times yesterday after he had been, a little on, understandably so. He had been a little ticked off this year. Moody, and he could be a moody guy. We know that, but it was good to see that smile come out. You win a game with Johansson in net. You finally get Vasilevsky his first win of the season, which is crazy to think about almost 3 weeks in, but that's where we're at. But he played fantastic when he needed to be. So, you heard Brandon Hagel after the game yesterday, I thought had a really good quote about, we're going to look at this from game 60 and we're going to laugh at, the Lightning had that bad start. We're going to laugh at it because they're not panicked. They never were panicked. Honestly, I don't think. They just knew that they had to, it all comes down to effort. And those are the things that you can control. And the effort was better in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I was doing the post-game show with Engblom and Chief last night and Greg Linnelli, and we've been talking about just the confidence of this team, and you could just see that it, especially with the goal scorers, missing so many easy opportunities, squeezing the stick. I mean, you think guys like, Point is 50-goal scorer in Hagel last year, 90 points, Sorelli, Gensel, all these guys have just been like, they've had so many opportunities and they can't bury the freaking puck. But it's just a matter of confidence, and even guys like that, Brian was saying, you lose confidence. You don't think you go 5-6 games without scoring. You don't think you're ever going to score again. It just becomes so hard, and you just need to open the floodgates. And Hagel got it, great goal by him, going to the net, fighting for the rebound, roofing a shot. That was all effort and just, I'm going to go freaking score a goal. And he did. It was a huge goal, obviously in a 2-1 game. And so he gets off the schneid. Gensel, I think, is playing well.
He's been the best player all year for the Lightning, in my opinion.
Yeah, Kucherov, he's made some bad gaffes this year. Let's just be honest.
Thursday night.
It was awful. I mean, that was – unfortunately, it's with less than a minute to go, you're trying to split a double team, go between 2 guys to get to the net with less than a minute to go in a game tied at your blue line or just a little inside the blue line. And then you're going back the other way, and you don't even back check to get back in your guys. It was bad. So to have him come back and be re-engaged is a good thing. All right, we got to get to USF. 14-point lead at Memphis, and I thought their defense played really, really well, really, really well, and they were losing guys though. Schuler went down. They were losing guys defensively, and then some of them came back, some didn't. But Memphis just seemed very determined to win that game. And when Golish passed on a short field goal for 4th and 4 at the 7-yard line, I think it was, I felt like, ooh, that was bad. That was a bad moment because I think they would have that would have put them up. Was it 3 scores or 2 scores?
I want to say it was 3 scores at the time, but at least you look at the way the game ended and you needed a game-winning field goal to tie it, you would have already had that field goal in your back pocket.
Yeah. And then the holding call, and you call, a pass play at that moment. You got 1 timeout left. You're at the 20-yard line. And if you run the ball there, get it to the hash, it's a 43-yard field goal. And that was the difference. Because I think that kick is good from 42 instead of 52 because of the holding call by Grammatica.
Yeah, now, and even the operation on the kick too was a bad snap, and I think Nico got in a little tight, and I don't think he could get all of it, and he just had to. Yeah, he was committed. He had to do what he had to do. So I don't even really put that on Nico as much.
Yeah, that was tough in the space where you win that game. You have such a clear path to the playoff. Now, they're not out of it. They can get back to the conference championship game. Probably have to play it on the road. They need some help. But, man, that was a moment that, and Golish wore it after the game. He wore it like he should, which was good. But just the game management, I thought they really played tight with the lead. And it's going to be a learning experience, I think, for Golish and the team.
And I guess I was surprised because, we just haven't seen that from this year's team when they've gotten in these moments. They've been able to put away games. I lauded them so much for what they did against North Texas, when they got control of that game and they just kept their foot on the gas.
Yeah.
And they gave North Texas no hope. And they've been doing that to teams all year long. And yeah, when you play a whole quarter like that, you allow Memphis to go 17 unanswered. I just can't think of a more like just agonizing way to lose a football game like that. And yeah,
with so much on the line.
With so much on the line, man. I mean, and
that's it. Program defining.
And now listen,
moment.
I believe Memphis still has to play Navy and Tulane.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
USF's hardest game left.
And they already have a conference loss.
They already have a conference loss. USF's hardest game left is going to be Navy.
At Navy, yeah.
Who is undefeated, but they haven't really played anybody of note, so I don't really know yet about Navy, but I think that game is at home though, right?
No, it's at Navy.
Oh, it's at Navy?
Annapolis, yeah.
All of USF's toughest games are on the road, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of insane. Okay.
Yeah.
They got to do it again on the road.
Yeah, but if you're going to be in the playoff, you got to go beat Navy.
Yeah, of course.
And Memphis was a tough one, obviously. But you got to win that game, man. You got to win that game. So much good was done. Byron Brown, his touchdown, I even tweeted it out like, here's your Heisman moment, baby. And if they go on to the playoff, it could be your Heisman moment where he's dragging tacklers, hurdling guys into the end zone. Another fantastic game. What did he throw for? Three or counted for
269, 121 on the ground. The last four games, they've really gotten him going with his legs. 162, 82, 111, and 121 on the ground with 6 touchdowns.
Yeah. He went into the game 6th in the nation in points accounted for. So he's right up there. I was touting him for the Heisman last week. And with the teams he's going to play down the stretch, his numbers are going to be right up there with anybody's. But you got to, and then he has 2 top 10, top 25 wins. But that's why there was so much at stake in this game.
Yeah, but it's you don't want to lose sight of the fact that there's still 4 games to go. Maybe the playoff is off. It's not completely off the table, but they need help. But let's just say it's off the table right now. You got 4 games against UTSA, Navy, UAB, and Rice. And if you told any South Florida fan before the season, hey, we're going to go 10-2 in the regular season.
All day long.
You take it all day long. So if USF runs the table here and they finish 10-2, but they miss out on the playoff, I don't think that should be looked down upon whatsoever.
No.
What they've done as a group here this year. This is still, to me, a really good football team that unfortunately picked the worst time to play their worst quarter of the season, take the Miami game out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's just so much at stake, and at times when it's a historic moment. It really is a historic moment to get to the college football playoff, and if you win that game on the road, I mean, you might even be able to have another slip up and still be able to get there. But at this point, you may be out, but you pick it up and just keep going, and maybe there's still a pathway to the college football playoff. But at 10-2. It's you get a good ball game, a good nationally ranked team that you go play against, and we'll see how it finishes out. Still got a lot to play for, to this team, and there's we don't want to jump off the bandwagon whatsoever. They've done a fantastic job, but it hurts. It hurts. Welcome, if you're new to USF college football and you're new to college football, welcome to the show. Welcome to Heartbreak. It's so glorious with the wins. And it hurts so bad with the losses. It's just, there's nothing like it. And that's why we do it. All right, what else we got here? From some of our new friends joining us, Nathan Elliott. I'm sorry we started earlier for you guys. Kenneth McCleary says, and don't forget, not only did they find White that money, but they didn't find Sewell for clubbing Hassan Reddick. Yeah, Rashad White, the ridiculous fine that he got. Good morning to you, Nathan Elliott. He said to you, Nick, how could you say that about Cansey? He hasn't played a full season yet. He keeps getting hurt.
Does that mean that he's not a good player, though?
No, he's a very good player.
He's a very good player. He's very important to what they do.
Nick said, Kenneth says, Nick, it's not about what don't they enforce. It's more of who they don't enforce it against. Oh, in the calls. Are there favorite teams of the NFL? I'll say this. Certain teams bring bigger ratings, and they certainly want those marquee teams and the marquee stars in the marquee games. That's just showbiz. And if you can control it with some of these ridiculous calls.
I mean, I was pretty ticked off yesterday. I mean, Bucs game aside, I know I keep going back to that Giants-Eagles game, but it wasn't just the play, the fumble that should have been Giants ball in that moment. Later in that football game, Jackson Dart throws a long, like a 70-yard touchdown pass to Darius Slayton. And it gets called back for pass interference when these guys are literally like holding each other's hands, running down the field. Like they're just hand fighting, and both of them are doing it. It's like something you see on almost every play.
Right.
And they take a 70-yard touchdown off the board. And Brian Daboll is like absolutely like going insane on the sideline. And it's like, and then you're asked as a coach to then just shut your mouth and not say anything about it after the game and try to be so diplomatic. But again, these are plays that are changing football games. I'm watching last night, Steelers and Packers. Very obvious offside penalty on Green Bay in the third quarter.
That was ridiculous.
Everybody in the stadium, everybody watching at home can see it in real time and go, that's offside. And nothing gets called. And then they huddle up. And they come back and they go, it's fourth down.
The huddle up should be just like
we can't even get offside and false start.
The New York
correct anymore.
New York is calling. Every time you see a huddle, just say New York is calling. New York. I just love that. It's just New York.
New York.
It's not the NFL officiating central. No, it's just New York.
It's like the NHL. We're going to go to Toronto now.
It becomes a city because we don't want to name a human or an entity. You know, the NHL officiating control room in Toronto. No, it's got to be Toronto, New York. Just blame it on something. Nathan Elliott says, yes, James, I get tired of Vilma and Albert calling Buccaneer games. They screw up Buccaneer player names. What is going on all the time? Yeah, and he didn't even know Tyke Smith was the starting safety. Oh, yeah, I did my research last year, so I'll just stick with that. James is really big on these injuries. Says, if Gedeke is weeks away, then move Barton to right tackle, Bredesen back to center, Jordan at left guard, and Feeney at right guard. No reason to overpay with a stupid trade. You could do this until Gedeke comes back.
I mean, we're about to be in week 10. We can't be doing that. We can't be shifting
That's a lot.
Barton at right tackle.
It's a lot.
He's never played right tackle, like ever.
No, he's played left tackle.
Right. And there was a ceiling on what that was going to look like.
Yeah, but when he quote played well at left tackle, I just think it's weird that he was so good last year at center and now he's just not. He's getting overpowered.
I know.
Like, I didn't see that at all last year. Yeah.
They can't even move anybody really in the run game either that often. Like, they have some spurts here and there, but it's just not consistent enough.
Yep. Yes, we talked a lot about, as Thomas Casper said, the erroneous whistle. In case you missed that, we talked a lot about that. It just none of it makes sense. And it's completely, and the pool report explanation from Torbert is even worse. It's just, I mean, you got to do something. As Nathan said, there was no whistle. They replayed it and there was no video. I love that when they go, all right, let's listen in. You know, they take the announcers. It's just all nat sound mic on the field. It's natural sound for those of you not in the business. And you can literally hear two Buccaneers go, ball, and then the scoop and the score. And there's never a hint of a whistle. No replay showing any referee waving his arms, nothing. It's a complete fabrication to take away a touchdown. Rick says, production project today. It's about time you got to work on Stu's Lifetime Achievement Award video. His greatness will live on forever. Yes, we've commissioned John Romano to write the script for the canonization of Stu Sternberg. We're just waiting to do some touch-ups on that script. Karen Clemente says, I think last night's win was the catalyst to get the season moving in the right direction for the Lightning, I believe you're talking about. Yes, I believe that as well. Rick says Scadaboo out for the season. He's not all-star. That was awful.
I mean, his ankle was detached from his foot.
Yeah. JN, good to see you in here, says 8 downs to get 2 touchdowns. Bucs run the tush push. Do something besides what you did. Why can't I can understand why I'll ask about why Baker doesn't quarterback sneak. That looked easy.
Maybe he's hurt.
Yeah, that could be it. Yep. You think he'll tell us that?
No.
Nope. Rex says, let's go to New York. In other words, the bookie in the back of Carmine's restaurant in Brooklyn. Rex says, Barton's getting blasted because Cody's not there. Yeah. Yeah. Christopher Cole said, Vita Vea. He'd make a hell of a right guard.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Vilma just learned yesterday, by the way. Actually, he did learn something in his production meetings. He learned that Vita Vea used to be a running back in high school, which has been like common information, I thought, for everybody since he stepped into the league. And then yesterday, he's like, I had no idea. Todd told us that this week. And I was like, no way. I'm like, everybody's known that. No, that's been common knowledge.
I think Fox has run that high school video.
You're right. They had to run it again
times.
Yesterday. I love the video. Don't get me wrong.
Fantastic.
But like this has been known for almost a decade now.
Yeah. How do you not know that as an analyst?
I just don't know.
Because you do no prep work whatsoever. I mean, I talked to Rondé when he used to do games for Fox, and he would put out like on a Monday or Tuesday, he would put out for the entire production crew like probable game plans for both teams. Like something like that, like these intricate, both teams breakdowns. And this Jamoke can't even, pick up some clips. Crazy. All right, we'll take one more break. We'll come back on the other side. I want to get to the college coaching carousel. Absolutely crazy. Some other stuff going on in the NFL. And anything you guys want to bring to the table, do it in the comments. You can do that on X at the JP Peterson Show. You can do it on YouTube. At the JP Peterson Show at FanStream Sports Tampa Bay. Well, the comments, and we will answer and put them up as quickly as we can. We are brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and Air Conditioning. American Standard is their partner. American Standard Heating and Cooling. They are the standard in units. You want the best unit you can possibly find, folks. And that is American Standard. Durable, long-lasting, efficient. They are the best. American Standard Heating and Cooling and Third Generation Plumbing. They'll bring the best folks over to install that for you. They do a great job. Go look at their 5-star reviews on their website at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Give them a call and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience Advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. At a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. I don't know about you, but I get those phishing attempts on my phone all the time, the spam calls. That's because your data has been breached and it's out there on the internet. New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/hit and use promo code HIT at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is go to joindeleteme.com/hit and enter the code HIT at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/hit, code HIT. I got a sneeze brewing. I'll hit the cough button if that happens. This I forgot to do this at the top of the show, but it's better I do it now since everybody's here. And Daniel Rivera brings this up. If it is HCC for the Rays' new ballpark, HCC has to let the Junior College Commission that accredits them for 30 days notice in writing, and they have to let the state of Florida know that it's closing. He says also they have to let the Department of Education know with the WARN Act in reference to the faculty there being 60 days notice that they're closing HCC. Also, the last term at HCC is December 10th. The spring semester starts January 11th there. Well, I can tell you this, Daniel. I had a very, very well-placed HCC source tell me last night at the Lightning game that it's done. It's done. The Rays are building at HCC. I haven't confirmed that. I have not confirmed it, but this is a really good source. We've had multiple reports of them, the new owners negotiating with HCC, talking with them. There's been a lot of smoke around this particular property. And as we've said from the very beginning, it meets all the requirements, 100 acres plus. The The Bucs have already notified Lot 12 folks that that's not going to be available next year. That could be for airport work though, so we don't know. But just a lot of crumbs right now, and a lot of people telling me that this is where it's going down. It's the most shovel ready place. Infrastructure needs are low. And listen, it's not the most iconic. It's not a downtown stadium. It's not a on the water stadium, but I think it has a lot of benefits. I think it's very accessible, obviously, with Raymond James Stadium right next door. The parking is there. The egress, obviously, is there because of we've done it for 50 years on that side for Raymond James and the old Sombrero. So, I mean, it's great. Just get it done. If that's the most shovel ready and the easiest place to get it done and has the most room for most development, which will bring most revenue to the Rays and redevelop that whole area, making it, it's not going to be Drew Park, folks. Why are you putting a stadium in Drew Park? It's not going to be Drew Park anymore. It's going to be a beautiful, gleaming 100 acres of entertainment space, restaurants, residential, a ballpark, all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to what they bring to the table. These are great developers. They've got deep pockets. They've got the political connections. And if it's HCC, no place is going to be perfect, folks. It's not going to be perfect for everybody, but I think that meets the needs of most everyone. Centrally located within the market. Let's get it going. Let's build an iconic stadium there. And there's a lot, and I think it's a space where they can do light rail, that will serve the airport and what we would now have as our sports complex, I think we could call it. So, love it. Love it. Again, not confirmed, but another high-ranking source is telling me HCC is the play. So, and I think it's okay. We have 5 other HCC campuses. We'll be okay. The legacy that is Hillsborough College, Community College, will live on. So don't worry. For all you nostalgia folks over at the Times, it'll be fine. All right, let's get into this coaching chaos. As Elijah Barrera says, you all think Lane Kiffin would go to LSU, Florida, or stay at Ole Miss? Well, this now becomes the linchpin job, right? We thought it was Penn State, but maybe it's now LSU as Brian Kelly gets fired after losing again, and it wasn't close for them. I think the way they lost was probably even more debilitating to him.
They will always have that halftime lead, though. They'll always have that. And
does that make it worse?
It's just kind of interesting how we went from halftime lead to Texas A&M to
49-25
to 21 hours later. See ya.
How did that happen? Do we have any insight to that?
So this was an article that Bruce Feldman of the Athletic had written. This was when the team meeting was called last night at 8 p.m. Central Time, which I think we all knew the writing was on the wall then. But said that the AD Scott Woodward had wanted Kelly to make staff changes, including firing the offensive coordinator Joe Salone to fix an offense that ranks last in the SEC in rushing yards per game. They met Sunday afternoon and things got really tense. Woodward told him to fire Salone. Kelly fired back that he wanted to make other moves that Woodward wasn't comfortable with. It escalated from there. Kelly pushed back. And then clearly from that point on, it seems like it turned into, well, now I think I'm going to fire you, actually. And there's some interesting dynamics at play because it sounds like the governor of Louisiana was like, I don't know how it works over there in Louisiana, but it says that the Tigers leadership and power brokers that included the state's governor, Jeff Landry, had conversations to assess immediate path forward with the LSU football program and Kelly's future. So it sounds really messy and it sounds really involved. And
when the governor gets involved in that crooked ass state.
Yeah. When the governor is involved in your future of your football program and whether we should fire this head coach or not, it's a little messy, I'd say.
It's a lot messy.
Yeah.
Plus $53 million buyout. That's probably equal to Norvell's at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And they didn't even think about it. They didn't even think about it at LSU. It's like, oh, you're back talking me?
And I love this.
You're out. You're done.
I almost love this from LSU. Like, they went 34-14, and they have a standard that they uphold themselves to, and they get embarrassed one too many times, and they say, you're done. We're pulling the plug. We don't care what it costs, but you're not going to coach another game for us. I don't think Penn State should have fired James Franklin, by the way.
No.
I don't whatsoever.
But I get it. You lose 3 games that you shouldn't lose, 2 games at least that you shouldn't lose. We have a standard here. You're not meeting it. Goodbye. You're not coaching another game for us again. I understand the firings, though. It's just the buyouts that just really bug me. And they should, the NCAA should pass a rule right now. All coaching contracts, 20% max buyout. 20% max buyout. Get rid of all this ridiculous, because it's criminal. It's criminal that all this money's and by the way, Brian Kelly, when he went there, I said, this is a money grab.
That's all it was.
It's a money grab. And he was just waiting to get fired. And he could have probably talked his way into staying. He didn't want that. He's like, give me my money and get the F out of here. I hate you people, you Cajun people. He was never a good fit there.
He never felt like he was ingrained into that culture down there. I don't feel like the fan base ever accepted him. And the second things went wrong, they were ready to just absolutely unleash. And I mean, that game on Saturday night, I mean, I watched it into the fourth quarter. I don't know why, but I did. But it was so like, I don't even know if tense even begins to like describe the word, that I could feel radiating through the TV screen with a like half empty, maybe generous, Tiger Stadium, but all the students stayed just so they could chant "Fire Brian, fire Brian, fire Brian." Like, I mean, it's just amazing how this situation went from like 2 to 10 so quickly, though.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like anybody thought this was going to happen. I really didn't, but I think it's the manner of which you lost. And it was just like a step too far in the realization of, we're not going to be in the college football playoff again. Doesn't fly at LSU. And it shouldn't, because that to me is one of the top 5 jobs in all of America. I don't think it's that difficult, to be honest with you, to win there at all. And it's not like he didn't win games. He only lost 14 games. He
won 10 games 2 out of the 4 years.
Yeah, it's like he wasn't winning games.
6-2 in the SEC.
But I mean, it just doesn't seem like it should be that difficult. It's Louisiana. I feel like all the kids that get raised there that are football players, they know one thing, and it's, we're going to go to LSU and we're going to be 5-star, 4-star athletes. And you don't have to think about it. And you have all those guys baked into your program. There's no excuse not to figure it out. You look at the LSU team this year, they don't got any dudes on offense at all. So it is.
Yeah, but before the season, Nussmeier was the Heisman Trophy
#1 overall pick.
Yeah.
People were talking. Take
How's that
Arch aside. I mean, I think he's hurt, which is not helping, but they have no run game. What, the dead last in the SEC in running the football at LSU? When have you ever seen that?
That's bizarre.
It is bizarre. So but to me, this absolutely impacts Florida. I don't think it impacts Florida State at all, because I think Florida State is picking from a different pool of coaches.
I would agree.
Than LSU and Florida. But if you're a Florida coach and you're thinking you had the upper hand to get Lane Kiffin, that all changed today, because LSU, if they want Lane Kiffin, I mean, I know Lane's got more ties to Florida, obviously, than he does to LSU. But that job is just so good. That's one of those jobs I just don't know how you say no to. That genuinely is one of those jobs.
You think the LSU job is better than the Florida job?
I 1,000% think the LSU job is better than the Florida job.
More rabid fans, more rabid.
The fan bases are pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think as good as the resources are at Florida, I think they actually are even better at Louisiana. I don't know why I just called them Louisiana, to be honest with you. But they have more of a history of winning national championships and being more consistent this century.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like Louisiana and Florida, you would like to think that, okay, Florida has a better recruiting base to pick from, but we've seen a lot of the top Florida kids don't even stay in the state anymore. A lot of them get poached by the big schools. All the top kids in Louisiana, for the most part, stay in your backyard if you're just doing it right.
Well, I know Lane loves Florida. I mean, he loves, Steve Spurrier. One of the reasons he wears the visor, and he's a lot like Spurrier. Yeah. Cocky, offensive minded, confident. Did I say cocky? Confident. I mean, and I say cocky in a good way. Did you see that little altercation he had with Oklahoma kid after the game? It's like, get out of here.
He's like, you were talking before, you're not talking now.
Yeah, that was funny. Security's like, yeah, you got to go, buddy. Yeah, I just think that he seems like a better fit at Florida.
See, I would agree with that.
Now, they're going to pay him a ton of money, obviously. Money's not going to be an object to either place. Nobody's going to outbid him, right? And I think, Florida has such ingrained ties to high school recruiting in the state of Florida that I think, hell, Napier was doing a great job recruiting. He was losing games. I mean, imagine what Lane would do in recruiting in Florida. With his, yeah. I think Florida would be a better job for him.
I would,
but I don't even know if he's leaving Ole Miss.
I
don't even know if he's leaving Ole Miss. If you look at some of the documentary stuff, and he loves Oxford. He's a changed man. He's doing hot yoga. Some of the things that were important to him are not so important anymore.
Everything, and for all the talk about how Ole Miss can't give you this.
Daughter's there. Yeah.
For all the talk about Ole Miss can't give you this, they can't give you that. I mean, what have they not given him? Well,
in this day, everybody's on TV. Everybody's getting the same amount of money. I mean, there's probably a little bit more NIL spending at Florida than there is at Ole Miss, but he's getting dudes.
Right.
He's getting dudes.
He's putting guys in the NFL by like the tens every year.
Yeah, but the bottom line is you haven't been able to win a national championship at Ole Miss. And how long has he been there? 4 years?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, you could probably just go ahead and put them into the playoff. If you look at the rest of their schedule, Ole Miss is going to be in the college football playoff.
He finally got his first ranked win on the road.
Yeah.
In the SEC. Hump. Yeah. That was important. That was a big win for them in Oklahoma. Big time. And their defense kind of sealed it too.
Yeah.
Wasn't just offense. So I think he's becoming a better coach, a much better coach. He's more relatable.
It just feels like if these two programs are going to go big game hunting, which I would imagine they are, like Lane Kiffin's the name that everybody talks about, but like, what about Marcus Freeman? Now, does LSU want to go down the route again of going Notre Dame head coach?
No,
it shouldn't matter because here's like Brian Kelly.
I don't see Marcus Freeman as a. I don't see him as an SEC guy.
You don't see him as an SEC guy.
No, I just don't. I think why would he ever want to leave Notre Dame? I mean, it's a little tougher to recruit there because of the academics, but he's done a great job.
I'm just saying, if I was these schools, like
you go after him,
yeah, you absolutely go after him. And,
hell yeah,
and I don't know. It's this coaching carousel, but this sort of stuff does make you think twice, though. As I think I said this last week, if you are not at that point where the last thing, like the only thing you can do now is fire the coach. If that's not the only thing that you have to resort to, you probably shouldn't do it this cycle. Yeah. You probably shouldn't do it.
Tampa guy says, JP, how does Brian Kelly's firing affect Florida State? I think Mike's staying if he wins out. First of all, he's not going to win out. He's a horrible coach. Yeah, he's not going to win out.
They're an 8-point favorite against Wake Forest.
Jesus Christ. Slam Wake Forest.
Wake Forest is 6-2.
Yeah. And Clawson will coach circles around this bozo.
It's not even Clawson anymore. It's Jake Dickert.
Yeah, Dickert. They've how does Wake Forest? Wake Forest hires coaches to just win.
I know.
And beat FSU.
They get the best out of that program.
Yeah. Mike is not staying on. First of all, he's not going to win out. It's going to be embarrassing the rest of the way. Trust me. He's lost the team.
Who's going to sign up to just like donate any more money if he's the head coach next? Who's just going to willingly sign up to say, yeah, I'll just throw the same thing I've been throwing for all these years. I'm going to do it again for this guy. Who's going to sign up for that?
I think there's going to be they have the money to fire Mike Norvell. I've been told they have the money.
Well, yeah, that's a separate discussion. I'm just saying if he returned as the head coach in terms of like money from boosters and things like that,
dries up.
That's what I'm saying. Who's going to sign up to give this guy the same thing they've been
too many expensive tickets to sell. Nobody's renewing with Mike Norvell. Nobody.
No.
And that's going to cost you more than the buyout. It's a shitty place to be in if you're FSU, but as I've said many times, there's a way forward for FSU, and I think I think Alford's doing a great job. He's stewarded them through the stadium renovation, which is the standard now for everybody in college football, and everybody's going to copy what they just did with their premium seating at the 50-yard line. You watch. They just opened the football center, the football only. Their facilities now are as good as anybody's, and that's was stewarded by Michael Alford, and they've got a lot of money that they've got to pay. Yep, I get all that. I've been told there may be a naming rights for the stadium deal coming down, and he's, a new Nike deal maybe on the horizon. So there's more revenue coming into the program, and it's not as dire as people think. If they go out and he's got to find a good coach. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who the guy is. If I were him, I'd hire James Franklin tomorrow, because I think he's a perfect fit for FSU. He's a program builder. He's a culture builder. He's a great communicator.
And I don't even think Florida and LSU would be even looking Franklin's way.
I don't think so
quite
either.
honestly. So, like, to me, he's like, where else is he going to go?
Yeah, I agree. If any other jobs open up, there may be some other jobs, but I think James Franklin would be a great fit. And he's getting paid by Penn State, so there may be some relief that you can get on your side of paying. I don't think you're going to have to pay Franklin $10 million, especially in the first few years, since Penn State's paying a lot of that. He's got a $50 million buyout there. So, yeah, I think that works well. And Jimbo Fisher coming back to Florida State, I know it. People are showing his record compared to Mike Norvell's, blah, 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 blah. No, it ended poorly. He screwed you over. He's failed at Texas A&M. No, that's a hard no. He's not a good coach, in my opinion.
I don't think he's a good coach anymore.
I don't think he's a good coach.
I think he was at one point.
It was a while ago.
Yeah,
it was a while ago.
Way removed from that now.
Yeah. And I don't think recruiting.
Don't let emotion and nostalgia get in the way.
Yeah, come on,
of
guys.
This stuff.
How many returns have worked out?
I'm in the middle of one right now.
Yeah, how's that going?
I mean, it's actually going okay.
That's not too bad. And I think when Mac came back to North Carolina, it was good for a little bit. It was good for a little bit, but didn't have a whole lot of staying power
compared to what it is now.
Yeah, way better. So I don't know. I just Jimbo's not the guy. And there's a lot of good young coaches that are out there, but when you hire a group of 5 guy, an up and comer like Norvell, and it fails, you don't want to hire another one. I get that. Could you get Eli Drinkowitz to come to Florida State from Missouri?
I don't think so. No, I really don't.
Could you get Matt Campbell from Iowa State?
Matt Campbell's the one name that I wish everybody would talk about more. And Matt Campbell honestly couldn't
bring Rocco with you.
Matt Campbell could end up being the dark horse, because I believe when they hired Willie Taggart, Campbell would only coach 1 year at Iowa State, but he was on the short list then. And then in 2019, he absolutely was on the short list then.
He's the one I wanted him to hire.
I mean, in my opinion, Penn State is looking at Matt Rule. If I were Penn State, I'd be looking at Matt Campbell. That's just me. So I would love if somebody would. I don't know if Matt Campbell, maybe he's just content where he is because it's been all these years.
Bring Rocco and make Anthony Beck the OC.
Oh, you want to get crazy?
Yeah.
I think Rocco's out of eligibility though.
Is he?
Isn't he?
No, I think he's got a year left.
You think he's got a year left?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's a good shout. I love Matt
Diego
Campbell.
Pavia is in his 9th year. What, are you kidding me?
That's true. There's no rules anymore.
Yeah, there's no rules. Come on. Get with it. All right. James says he's fine with Franklin as well. Yeah, LSU's chanting fire Kelly.
No. You skipped over his comment here.
What?
He said he sounds crazy, but just make Tony White the head coach.
I like Tony White. I like him a lot. It'd be a very
the head coach.
Really? Does that mean we keep Gus on too?
Are you watching the defense right now?
The defense is bad. It's really bad.
No, we're not keeping Gus.
We got a clean house.
Gus has got to go.
Yeah. You keep Tony?
Do I keep Tony?
Yeah.
No. You want to know what's alarming? Tony White left Nebraska to come here. He brought 2 players with him. One of them is Stephon Thompson, who can't play on this defense in that linebacker room. And the other one is James Williams. Is that not concerning to you that his best player on defense, I think it was Prince Will Yuman, the long name that starts with W. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce it. He's at Ole Miss right now being a game wrecker. Why didn't he come to Florida State? Why didn't he follow Tony White? Anybody pay attention to these things? Where did all the talent from Nebraska? Point. Nobody followed him here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
No, I'm cleaning. You have to clean house. You just do. Papuchis, all of you, gone. Bye.
And they need to get some recruiters in there. And that's where Mike failed miserably. He just never put a priority on recruiting the state of Florida and getting guys who know how to recruit the state of Florida for you. Never did that. And you got to do that. All right, that'll do it for us here. We appreciate you guys jumping in on our new time here. It's not just for today. We'll be back to 10 to 12 tomorrow. Thanks to all of you. We will definitely have a lot more on the Bucs tomorrow as they get ready. Deadline tomorrow or next week. It's next Tuesday, right? Yeah. Trade deadline. So we'll be all over that. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.